Hi, this is Her Voice Unfiltered, where the words don't ask for permission, they just arrive. I'm Mashawn, poet, healer, storyteller, and this right here, this is where we feel it before we fix it. So, let's put some feeling to these words. On this episode of Her Voice Unfiltered, we're going to have a reflective conversation about what is your purpose. Dig in. I used to think purpose had to arrive loudly, like a title, a stage, a spotlight. Like one day I'd wake up and suddenly know exactly why I was here. But purpose doesn't always announce itself like that. Sometimes purpose looks like survival. Sometimes purpose looks like rebuilding yourself in private. Sometimes purpose sounds like your own voice finally becoming recognizable to you again. And maybe the real question isn't, what is my purpose? Maybe the question is, what keeps calling me even when I try to walk away from it? In this segment, we're going to talk about purpose versus obligation. Because I realized something recently. Purpose doesn't feel like obligation. It feels like passion. Obligation drains you. Purpose pulls you. Obligation says, I have to. Purpose says, something inside me just won't let me stop. And sometimes we confuse burnout with purpose because we've spent so much of our lives surviving. I have a reflection prompt for you, and you can write this down in your notes if you want to. Have you ever noticed that the things connected to your purpose usually follow you? Writing, music, helping people, teaching, creating, healing. Even when life interrupts it, somehow it keeps finding its way back. So you can reflect on that. You can write it down in your journals. If you have a journal book or something, you want to just sit down and reflect on it. That's your reflection prompt for today. Have you ever noticed that the things connected to your purpose usually follow you? Let's dive into segment 2. Pain. Pain changes the conversation. And I will say this. For a long time, I thought purpose would feel powerful all the time. But honestly, sometimes purpose feels very confusing. Sometimes it feels lonely. Sometimes it feels like sitting in the dark, trying to hear God clearly again after life broke your heart. And I think one of the hardest things about healing is realizing nobody really teaches you how to hear God, because everybody hears him differently. And let me make it personal. Losing relationships changed me. Grief changed me. Heartbreak changed me. But somehow, poetry found me deeper. Writing found me deeper. God found me deeper. Or maybe I finally stopped running long enough to listen. And that says a lot, because I was the person who buried everything inside. I was the strong one. I was the one that had to be there for everybody, for everything. I had to spearhead this and spearhead that and protect this person and protect that person. I didn't have time to listen or hear what God was telling me until grief came about and relationships went away and children grew up, and somehow I found myself by myself in the quiet. And I have a poem about that, In the Quiet. It's in my book, Bonnet Therapy, Healing Beyond Spoken Word. Healing Through Spoken Word, sorry. And that quiet, I had to release what I was feeling. So I had to start writing. And through my writing, I started hearing God talk to me, because I can't explain what or who it was. And when you can't explain what or who or how, usually it's God. And I'll sit there and I don't know what to write. And then all of a sudden the words just start flowing. They just start coming from my heart. And then I read back what I wrote, and, I clean it up a little bit. But it was that me sitting in the quiet and actually listening to what God was telling me. Because in a million years, I would have never said, oh, Michonne is going to have a podcast. Michonne is going to publish 4 books. Michonne is going to have, poetry and go to spoken word and, morning words and devotion and gratitude for people. I never would have thought that. I thought I would have just kept being the protector, the provider. But now I find myself being the supporter, the healer, the encourager, the motivator. And if anybody can take anything from what I'm doing, that is fulfillment for me. So let's dive into segment 3, Anointed but Uncertain. Have you ever felt like there was something special about your life, but you couldn't explain it? Like somehow you kept surviving things that should have broken you. Like doors open strangely. Like people are drawn to you. Like your voice carries weight even when you're still healing. And maybe that feeling isn't arrogance. Maybe it's assignment. Maybe that is what you've been called, what you've been assigned to do. Because purpose isn't always public. Some people think purpose only matters if thousands of people see it. But what if purpose is raising good children? What if your purpose is raising good children? What if your purpose is making people feel safe? What if your purpose is being the person you needed when you were younger? What if your purpose is simply leaving people softer than how you found them? Sometimes we need to sit back and just reflect. Maybe purpose was never about becoming famous. Maybe purpose is becoming aligned. Maybe purpose is finally becoming honest about who you are and who God created you to be. And maybe the reason certain things keep calling you is because they were never random. They were always connected to the version of you that you were becoming. Just maybe. And if that's your purpose, live in it. Be proud of it. This is Her Voice Unfiltered. And as always, therapy complete.